Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Brutal here with a new video for PokeMMO. And today I wanted to talk to all of the newer players in this game because I think that Ditto farming is probably one of the best methods that you can be doing. And if you get lucky enough, you might even find one of these guys. Ditto farming for me has been a real game changer, specifically just because of how passive it is. I can do this while I'm watching a show, while I'm editing, while I'm at work, if there's anything that's a little bit slower happening. It's very easy to do Ditto farming, and it's very easy to do the leppa berry farming in the background while you're kind of doing something like this. So I definitely recommend doing both methods to maximize your profits. I think that between doing both of those methods and also doing maybe some island reruns or some gym reruns, you could make yourself close to $1 million a day. I mean, maybe 700K if we're being realistic, just depending on what your yields are. But overall, it's just a matter of having a connection or possibly using the GTL, but I don't really recommend that for the Ditto farming side of things. As you see here, we're going to be using a Breloom and a Gengar. It's very, very easy to do this method. I think that for beginners, they should definitely have a Breloom, and if you don't, get one. And if you have any other Pokemon with Hypnosis, it will work just fine. But I think that the reason why Gengar works so well is because none of the moveset that Breloom has is effective on Gengar, except for Spore. So it can't really hurt the Gengar, and you're just hoping that Gengar doesn't get put asleep. If Gengar gets put asleep, it's a little bit frustrating, and that's where you can just either spam Hypnosis to be cheap and make sure that you're not spinning Pokeballs, or you can just spam Pokeballs because it is so cheap. It just kind of depends on the player that you are and really how frugal you want to be with your cash. But I think that the best method here is starting with a Breloom and using Spore to get the Ditto asleep, follow up with False Swipe, and hoping that it stays asleep in order to catch with a highest chance of a Dream Ball. If it wakes up, you're going to have to swap out to the Gengar, put it asleep with Hypnosis, and then I definitely, again, recommend using the Pokeball there. But that's all there is to this method. And from this method, when you have an entire box full of Dittos, you just go into a Discord, you go onto a Reddit, and you say, hey, I have a full box of Dittos I'd like to sell, and start yourself at maybe around $300,000. It's going to cost you around $80K to catch everything with a Dream Ball, and when you mail them, it's going to take about $19,500 to get all 12 of those orders over to that person. So you're going to be looking at about $100,000 spent on these Dittos, and you're going to be making about $270,000 to $300,000 back. So anywhere from $170,000 to $200,000 profit. Very, very, very nice. And that is not accounting for any singular Ditto with a perfect IV. If you catch anything with a perfect IV, go ahead and take it out of the pile that you're going to be selling off in bulk and sell them in the GTL by themselves for their value that they're worth. If you get anything with 2 IVs, you've already guaranteed yourself around 30K. That is huge. Throughout this process of catching around 120 Dittos, I got myself 2 2x31 Dittos, and I also got myself around 15 1x31 Dittos. So those are going to run about 7K a piece versus the 2s, which are going to be 33K a piece. It's a lot of money to be making on the side on top of that 200K, and we're not even accounting for how much money we'll be making off leppa berries later. So doing all of this at once is just such great passive income, and it doesn't require a lot of skill or a lot of effort or a lot of Pokemon for that matter. The fact that you can use just 2 Pokemon, a Breloom and a Gengar, and just rinse and repeat this process with Dittos and just make so much capital, it's very, very easy. You just need to find a buyer, and that is where it becomes difficult. So go onto Reddit, go onto a Discord, and try to sell as many of them as you can. If you'd like, I'd be happy to link some yourself in the comments if you have anything, but that's all there is to this video. I think it's very, very easy, very self-explanatory, and for newer people, I just wanted to make something that's cheap, easy, and concise. If you wanted to get a little bit more in depth, you can do things like grab an Alakazam that has Synchronize with Adamant Nature, maybe an Espeon, and then from there, you can try to catch yourself IV Dittos with Adamant Nature. Those will sell for a pretty high price. Those are definitely a great way to do it. There's other people that will do things like doing a payday Meowth in order to make sure that they're guaranteeing money or making it so that they're using less money on the Pokeballs, almost funding their Pokeballs throughout the process. It just depends on the kind of player that you are and what you have at your disposal. For me, I've only played 200 hours in this game. I've beat 4 regions, and I'm still trying to work my way through it. This is very profitable for me. Maybe I am kicking myself a little bit, could be making a bit more cash here or there, but it's all about quick cash for me and keeping it going, and that's just what's working for me. If you have any recommendations, please leave them down in the comments below. Hope everybody has a great holiday. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.